What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Couch Quickies. I am your host, Omar, and with me is the co-host with the mo-host, Nadia Moham.
What's up, guys?
Thank you for joining us. And on this Tuesday, which happens to be 420, we are going to do an episode on 420. So, right? I know. What else were we going to do?
How can we do them any other way?
I know. So let's go ahead and do you want to start the clock?
Oh, yeah.
So that we know that
today is a day to celebrate. Hold on. Oh, did I put my... I did. Damn. Alan, blur that out. I keep forgetting. Okay. Ready, guys? Are you ready for the greatest show on earth? Go.
all right. I'm sure that was all amazingly useful. We're not going to have to edit any of that out.
Why not? Go.
All right. So before we start, we're going to say that this is the second time that we're recording this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I was wondering if you're going to tell them.
Yeah, of course. Got to keep it real.
I like it.
I want them to know why it's so polished right now. On the intro. Like, they're like, how are they so together? We're like, well, it's because we've done it once before.
Yeah.
We lost the entire episode, guys, so we're starting over again. But let's go ahead and kick off like we always do with a little bit of 420 history. Well, not of 420, but just some history.
A little background.
You know, not everybody, but it's very common for 420 to be referred, to be used to refer to weed or marijuana or cannabis or whatever you want to call it.
On weed?
But no one really can tell you why unless they've done this research, like researcher Mark has sent us. And here is a real quick story.
What? Researcher Mark did not send us this. I did the work. Thanks. Just kidding.
So much for that. Thought we were trying to keep him in the loop and make him look more useful, but I guess not.
Listen. He's more on the fly research,
He just kind of...
He doesn't do the prep. He's our on-set research guy.
Yeah, so only during the episode does he give us research. But here it goes.
Continue.
Yeah, okay. So it turns out that there was some friends in high school in San Rafael, California, who used to meet outside at 4:20 p.m. every day, right next to the statue of a scientist named Louis Pasteur. So legend has it that they were given a treasure map to some lost
cannabis plant.
lost cannabis crop, right?
Crop, yeah.
So that was their plan. We meet at 4:20, we smoke, we plan it out, we take off, we go try to find this this crop, which I don't think they ever found.
I don't even. We honestly don't know if that part's real.
Well, no, I looked it up because they have like a whole website.
Oh,
I
okay.
actually found their website. So that group of friends ended up being called the Waldos because they used to always hang out and smoke weed at
by the Waldo.
Yeah, right by the
Waldo.
So they were called the Waldos.
Sense.
So you can look up like this, like a Waldo's website.
Oh.
And it'll give you like, even pictures of them and stuff and, basically their story.
Mm-hmm. So
that's what they called themselves and that's what they would do. One of their brothers, if not one of that group,
one of the guys
started becoming or became a roadie for the Grateful Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess just telling stories and, they thought it was real funny that these guys were always smoking at 420 and then the Grateful Dead started incorporating that into there's I don't know if like their songs but just their whole
they probably said it at shows.
They started referencing it that way and of course the Grateful Dead has like a huge following of course, so all the Deadheads just kind of started referring to it. So this was like in 71 when the group of friends met. Now cut to like 1990. So a group of Deadheads, right? That's what they're called. They were handing out these flyers for a party. And what did it say? It said
it was just all 420 references. So it was like on April 20th at 4:20 p.m. I can't remember, but everything
it was
said
like a
420
session.
on
It was like,
Yeah.
yo, come smoke with
Yeah.
us on 420 at
Exactly.
420, and we're gonna smoke some 420. And that was picked up,
like
or
the first real 420 meetup, large
Right.
massed meetup, basically.
yeah. So that flyer was handed to a guy by the name of Stephen Bloom, who was an editor at High Times magazine, and he wrote an article about it. And that's basically where the popularity just really shot up, and everybody started calling it that.
Yep.
And so right around 1990. So there you go. Look
Tis
at that.
the history of 420.
And we got it done in like no time.
The second time was much better.
Right. The first.
I did the description the first time.
Right. So what we decided to do though was we decided, instead of trying to keep giving like facts and this and that, we decided we would ask our listeners to send in questions. So we have a couple of 420 related questions that we're going to go ahead and answer, because I feel like that'll make the show more fun than us trying to teach anyone about anything. So what's the first question, and who asked it, Nadia?
Okay. What is your top fave strains? Why? By Bella Mela Zayas.
All right. So
Top 5 is kind of a lot for me. I'll just be like Blue Dream, and that's it, because I don't remember any of the other ones.
I think I have 5. I definitely
Of course.
okay. I like, my tops are Blue Dream, Jack Herrera. Got like a Granddaddy Perps is really good, and I also like White Widow and Amnesia Haze. But those are my Amsterdam strains. So if I'm ever in Amsterdam, that's what I'm looking for. That's kind of what I'm enjoying while I'm out there.
And those are probably all my favorites.
Because you're always with me and I'm always just bringing it.
Because I smoke whatever weed you're smoking. And I'm like, this shit's good.
It's always funny though, because especially like within our cousins and stuff, whenever someone asks us to strain, we're always just like, it's weed, man.
Yeah.
Like, so
yeah, nobody talks about the
so
strain.
I haven't really
it's whatever
paid
was on
attention
sale.
to yes.
The best strain for the best price.
But if I did have my choice, like, yeah, definitely Blue
So Blue Dream is a hybrid
Dream.
sativa dominant,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I think, what I usually tend to lean towards.
Right.
But I can do any strain. It's just a matter of what am I doing that day.
Well, yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
That's
It's like,
really it.
Do I want to like go to sleep? Do I want to relax? Do I want to literally do nothing? Or do I want to clean the house and do things and get shit done? Then I'm going to do sativa. And then if I'm going to relax, it's an indica. That's why I like a hybrid where I can kind of control it and have a little bit of both. It's kind of like an in-betweener.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that before the pandemic, we were doing we were doing
rails of
we were just rails and we were just chopping up weed and snorting it. No, I would say that I was more of a sativa guy. Because we were always going out and doing stuff.
Right.
But since the pandemic, I find like that sativa or pure sativas, sometimes they give me more, like, not energy, but you know what I mean? It's like I want to be doing something and
You get antsy.
we can't go anywhere or whatever. So I've kind of...
Does it give you anxiety?
I wouldn't say it's anxiety. It's just kind of like, I feel like it's a waste. I feel like it's a waste. Do I have something on my
eye? Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Ah! Was it a bug? Was it a spider?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's gone. You're good.
All right, good. Well, yeah, so that's that. What is the other question?
Okay. Favorite ways to smoke from our good friend Taylor Kavanagh. Hey, girl.
All right. Go for it. You answer first.
I like to bong it. I tend to lean towards the bong.
Yeah.
That's what I'll have to say.
Definitely.
Definitely.
I'd have to say that yeah, no, that's the same for me. Like, it's glass all day.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't know why I like it so much. It feels cleaner for some reason. Like I'm just straight weed and nothing else. Like there's no papers involved.
Well, yeah.
And it gets me high really quick.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I got into rolling, remember, for like a quick sec.
Mm-hmm.
No, because I was like, I really want to be able to just know how to roll a joint without having to ask anybody for help and have it look decent.
Right.
So I switched over. I switched over, just started rolling. So I stopped using the bong as much.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm back on it, yeah, I just prefer it so much more.
Hand pipes are nice and convenient too.
Yeah, if you're like on the go or whatever.
Yeah. And then joints.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's also the volcano, which we rarely use anymore too.
Yeah.
That's a nice clean one.
Yeah, I like the volcano a lot, but
it like soaks up a lot of weed.
Yeah, I feel like I'm using a ton.
Yeah.
Just to fill up that bag. I mean, I guess we could make a smaller bag, but
a smaller bag.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to start.
Why would we do that?
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay.
Okay. Ready? Most you've ever smoked. Oh, again by Taylor Kavanagh.
Oh, all right, Taylor.
She got questions.
She got 2 questions in. The most. Man, I don't know if that's quantity wise. I wouldn't even know.
I wouldn't know either.
By myself in one session.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
But like, are there any memories from that day? Like, man, the day that I got the most high, this happened.
Well, no, that's a totally different thing. Because like I've gotten way more high without smoking as much, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like, because sometimes it'll get you. Like if I've ever had to like take a dab, like somebody offered it for me, for whatever.
Yeah, that must.
But I wouldn't consider that like smoking a lot. I would just consider that one. That's the one that got me.
Okay, that's true.
I definitely have those stories.
So really, just the highest you've ever been.
The highest I've ever been, that I can remember.
Right.
Was easily at a Halloween party.
Mm-hmm.
And it was off a dab.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend's neighbor comes over and he's like, yo, do you want to take a dab? And I'm like, all right, cool, let's do that. So instead of offering me like what would be a normal, like, he doesn't know me, but he gave me like this huge just booger. You know what I mean? It was massive.
Yeah.
And he's like, boom.
A snot ball.
So I don't know if you've dabbed before, right?
I don't know. Did we dab when we went to that one weed, like, not convention, but it was like a weed?
Oh, like
what was that?
Like it was the I can't remember.
It was like a swap meet for weed.
Researcher Mark.
Researcher Mark, help us.
No, he doesn't know.
Nick went with us.
Yeah. But I think you might have. But yeah, it's so they put the wax in there and whatever.
Yeah.
So that was the craziest because I was at a party and I was out of my mind. And I knew that if I sat down, it was going to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to keep moving.
Yeah,
So I just walked. I walked in a circle. So my friend Carlos's house used to be, so you could go out of the patio, right out the side door, onto the patio, into the backyard, and then in through his bedroom, back through the house, and then
so you could do a whole circle.
So I did a circle for 45 minutes. I did laps for 45 minutes.
How many laps did you do?
I don't know. I didn't count them because I would just kept trying to like get out of it. Like, or I'd hit the part of the party where everybody was dancing.
Weirdo.
And I'd start and I'd like dance. Like, I can dance this out.
Okay, so you weren't walking straight and not acknowledging
No. I was just like, I have to keep moving.
Okay,
like, if anyone tried to have a conversation with me, it wasn't going to happen.
Okay.
Because the second I would stand still, I'd be like, nope, I got to keep moving. So that was probably that. That and probably on a plane.
Well,
how about you?
Oh yeah, getting high on the plane is kind of rough. I've done that a couple of times, like before I've gone on flights with like Nas and Miguel. And I don't know if it's worse or better because it's nice because then we don't really have to wait and get that escort.
Right.
But then everyone is looking and you're high as shit and you're like, don't look at me. There's like too many people and it's like,
absolutely.
What the fuck? Yeah, I've definitely done that.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I gotta say the highest times that I've ever been is not from smoking, it's from eating edibles. Like, man, there's been a few times where it's really got me.
Right.
And that's been the only time that I've really like thrown up from weed.
I think that's like a common story for a lot of people.
Yeah. Because, you ingest it and your body is just like poison, release. And then, but, yeah, let's see. Okay. So for the first time I ever had an edible, Ash gave me a hubby bar. You know what those are?
Yeah.
I had no idea. He didn't even tell me, which is kind of messed up.
He's just like, here.
He's like, hey, Nadia, I got you this. I was like, oh, cool. Thanks, Ash. I've been wanting to try this. So I eat like a square and then like 30 minutes go by and I have no idea that this shit takes a minute to kick in.
Okay.
So I'm like, man, I feel nothing. Classic edible case. Classic case scenario. I repeat. I feel like everybody that has a bad edible story usually has that. I didn't feel anything, so then I decided to eat some more.
Yeah, that's everybody's.
Yeah. If you don't feel anything, just wait even a little bit longer than you would think, just in case.
Yeah. Wait as long as you're willing to wait.
Yeah.
And then wait a little bit
more. Yeah. Like another 15.
Yeah, exactly.
So I did that, and then I ended up eating half of the bar. And then I was fine. And then all of a sudden I just got the spins like crazy.
Yeah.
And I had to lay down. But then when I was laying down, I literally felt like I was on one of those twirly things.
Yeah.
I was like, ah! And I was telling my ex, help me. And he was like, it was that dramatic. I was like, help me, please. And he was like, what's wrong with you? Because he didn't know. Right. He wasn't really into it.
Yeah,
so I would do it by myself, which was even worse. And so he was like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I ate too much edible, I think, whatever, blah, blah, help, please fucking help me. Like, I'm dying. And then he didn't know what to do. Like, I think he just gave me some water or whatever. He just like, go to sleep. Like, there wasn't much I could do. But then I ran to the bathroom to throw up, and I was so dizzy, and like just needed to get to something ASAP that I barfed in the sink. That was bad. And I didn't even know I did till the next morning. And I walked down. I was like, damn it.
Oh, that
was a rough cleanup. Yes, that was the first time. That was the first time.
Okay.
But you know what? You gotta get back on the horse.
Yeah,
don't be a quitter. And try it again. Don't be a quitter, because I've had some incredible experiences on edibles.
Yeah, and it also matters where you get them. You know, who you get them from. Like, sometimes you'll find a company that you like, and that sometimes gets hard. Like, if you find like a chocolate bar company you like,
right?
It's not like. Well, maybe now it's a little bit easier, for like stock to happen. But I remember being like, oh, I really like was it Cordovas or something like that?
I was just going to say, guys, Cordovas.
Yeah. But then you can't, it's like I go and then you're like, now I got to deal with another company. So luckily we met somebody who delivers edibles.
You and Ash.
Yeah, Ash and I.
At the liquor store.
Yeah, it's straight up. This lady walks up to us outside of a liquor store.
Don't give us the full story.
No, and she was just like, do you guys like edibles? And we're like, yeah. And she's like, well, I have a company. So she ended up hitting us up with a card, and we've been ordering from her ever since. And it's they're called Creative Taste Buds. And she. I know what the company, but it's one lady, and she is bomb.
Yep.
She makes really good.
She always hooks us up.
Yeah, she's amazing edibles. On the first recording of this episode, we had a bunch of treats.
We did.
But,
she gave us a full-blown strawberry shortcake, which was delicious.
Amazing. Yeah.
We took that to a friend's house, and they devoured it. We did too. But then the other day, okay, so I'm not going to lie. When we first started using her, I was like, these are not as strong as I would like them to be.
Right.
Because I guess I learned that I end up having a high tolerance for edibles.
It's from all that Hovey bar experimentation.
Set the tone. Like, ring, ring. This is how far she'll go. Yeah. So when I first ate it, I was like, okay. But I was also smoking and drinking, and like, that's the only time I really have them, are like in party scenes usually.
Exactly.
or amusement parks or running errands or lounging around the house. Anyways, this time around, thinking that they were kind of like weaker than what I would like, I ate half of a cinnamon bun when she first dropped them off, and I was high for hours.
Yeah, I remember.
Wow. She bumped it up.
Yeah. And the best part about it is that they're actually delicious. Like,
yeah,
that's the thing. The brownies
problem.
Are good. The cookies are good.
It's a problem.
The cinnamon rolls she makes. Man. Remember she made the churros? Oh man. So
gummies.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, she makes gummies. Those are good too. Look her up. It's creative_taste buds on Instagram. Let's see. Let's ask another question because we're probably running out of time.
Are we?
I don't know. It's hard to keep time.
Best food to eat when high. Jocelyn Segovia, 15. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything you want to eat it all.
Yeah. I love everything.
We did say bad trip stories. We pretty much went down that road. Yeah, Jesse_G asked about that one. Edible experiences. Do you have any other edible experiences? This is B just being me. At B just being me.
How can I condense? Okay. So I do have one where I... Oh.
Where we go, say goodbye.
That's the story. It's the story where I say goodbye.
Listen, there's been a few people who have told us they like when we go a little bit over. So why don't we just tell your story real quick?
Well, my story is, like I said, I'll keep it real simple. I got to go to Japan, and because it was going to be a 12-hour flight, I decided that we were going to do some edibles, and I didn't know how much to take. I knew I was never going to be high for 12 hours, but the guy behind the counter is like, here's a chocolate bar. You can only, if you take 1, you're good. 2, you're going to be really high. 3, I wouldn't recommend it. Anything other than that, you're going to kill yourself. I was like, okay, whatever. So I'm splitting it. with my brother, right? So we go, and I decide to only have 2, and he decides to have 3. We get on the plane. We were flying standby, by the way. We're flying standby to Japan and got lucky enough to get bumped to first class.
Nice.
So now we're in first class, feeling like bosses. Like, yo, we're going
to Japan. Yeah. Sitting with the businessmen.
The plane starts taking off.
Did you take a briefcase?
No, briefcase. I had a backpack. I had a backpack. I think I put on a shirt with a collar so they wouldn't kick me out.
Nice.
I was like, he belongs here. Oh, he's got a polo shirt. Like, I mean, it's all business.
Oh my God.
So the plane takes off. We take off. It's like, wow. I end up it just twisted on me so bad. So if you've ever flown on a long flight, first class or not, they give you food, obviously. So we had already gotten our food, and I ate only about half of it because I started just getting crazy. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
Nauseous?
So nauseous.
Yeah, the nausea.
And I couldn't go anywhere because I'm in a tube in the sky. And I was like, oh my God. So I end up hugging myself and putting my face on the window. And I tell my brother, I'm like, hey man, the flight attendant said they're going to bring us ice cream. when she gives us the ice cream, like, just make sure she doesn't take my ice cream. Like, I want the ice cream. So they come in and they drop off the ice cream.
You get me the ice cream.
Yeah. So I got to say, yes, I want ice cream. So they gave me the ice cream. But I still couldn't eat it. So I'm like, oh my God. So I tell him, I'm like, when she comes back, don't let him take my ice cream. And he's like, I got you, dude. I was like, okay. He's like, what's wrong with you? I was like, I'm fighting it over here, man. Leave me alone. So boom. So I'm not asleep, but I'm trying to just concentrate on, like, you're going to be fine. This is going to be fine.
The worst.
And the flight attendant comes back. Yeah, I know.
You got this, girl. You got this.
So I'm like, okay.
Get together.
I'm feeling like I might start getting better. But the flight attendant comes back and she goes, oh, did he not want his ice cream? Which is a perfect time for my brother to say, oh, yeah, no, he's going to get to it. So my brother, I can hear him, by the way. I'm like, yo, you're going to be fine. I'm having a crisis.
He's got this.
I'm like, he's got this. He's not going to let them take your ice cream, bro. You already said, like, it's going to be fine. And he turns to the flight attendant and he goes, oh, I don't even know this guy. And she took my ice cream. She took it. It was gone. It was like the worst.
I'm such a dick, Mark.
And I was like, what? So while
it was gonna melt anyways.
That was kind of the saddest.
That's hilarious.
Part about it was that they took my ice cream.
I'd be mad. I'd be mad. I've done some wild shit when I'm high. I don't even know if I want to share half the stories, really.
Well, let's go ahead and get another question then, so you don't have to worry. Okay. Oh, we got a question from J Cortez 17, and he says
she.
Sorry, says vape versus flower.
Mm-hmm.
How do you fall on that?
Flower for sure.
Yeah,
vape,
that's the quick answer. Yeah. Flower for sure.
But vape is just kind of convenient. Vape is like what you can take to Disneyland or something.
Not the way you do it.
True.
Okay, so do you remember that story? Oh, yeah. So we're at Disneyland and we have a vape, and we're like vaping, and we're in Star Tours.
Oh yeah,
the Star Wars ride, and I'm like, okay, here, but I remember we're like, be low pro about it, and you're like, okay, yeah. I'm like, hit it and then blow it down.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So we're standing in line at Star Tours, and for some reason, Star Tours. Star Wars. We're at the Star Wars store, and I give you the pen, and you're like, okay, and you happen to be standing right in front of the big sign, so it's like a ring light's behind you.
Yep.
And
I was illuminated.
I remember you hit it, and you're like, and you instead of like blowing it down, you just went like, and all of this smoke came everywhere. I was like, yo, you're such a burn.
I know.
But
I was already a bit high. And also, might I add, I did it in an area where there was no children.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I was like in the corner and there was no one around me.
Yeah, it wasn't a very busy day or night.
It wasn't.
Anyway.
That was a fun trip. And that was a trip that Omar took together with a bunch of our friends. And we were not dating yet.
Nope.
And I was supposed to be escorted, I guess you could say. I guess I had a date that day. I thought I did, but it wasn't how it went.
Okay, let's clear this up. Even on the 420 episode.
No, we're gonna leave it.
I did not know that guy was there for you.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that there was supposed to be a meetup. So apparently there was supposed to be a meetup with some dude. So he was there. I thought he was Ash's friend. I didn't know that he was there for you. So I just did my thing, and apparently I was just blocking the poor guy all day.
Yeah, we all thought you were. And he claims he didn't know he was blocking.
Man, I'm just trying to hang out with my friends.
He was just being marvelous.
That's exactly how it is.
That's what, yeah.
That's my dance.
Yeah. Hey, I don't care about nothing. Anyways, that is what happened. And that was kind of when I started to be like, does he like me? I think he likes me.
I felt bad. For that guy because I really wasn't trying to do that. But you're irresistible, baby.
Smoking at Disneyland.
Yeah. So yeah, we used to vape a lot more.
It like hurts my throat.
Yeah. But also I've had those things break on me. Oh. And that's always a pain. Like, I've never had flour break on me.
Dude, remember when I dropped the vape pen when we were in New York?
Yeah.
And we had nothing else on us? This is some crackhead shit, okay? So I cracked the glass and then I'm like, oh no, and I pick it up and I show Omar. But the reservoir of glass, there was still a shit ton of vape in there. But you made sure, right, that there was no glass pieces in it, right?
Well, no.
Okay. Now that I think about it.
It fell and it cracked, and the top part of what you consider
snapped off.
The cartridge, the top part was completely gone.
Yeah.
So you could literally almost even cut yourself on the glass.
Yeah.
But there was still enough in the reservoir that I was like, there's no point in throwing this away. We're at this concert. There's
no point in throwing this jaggedy piece of...
We're not gonna stick the whole thing in her mouth. I was like, and the actual the chamber, if you will, where the smoke comes out of, there's no way the glass is gonna get in there. At least not the way that it broke. And that's
true.
Again, I could be wrong, but I was very confident.
We're fine.
So what did we do? We grabbed the paper towel and wrapped it around. And then we're just...
That's embarrassing. We're like with our little paper towel.
It was so bad.
So bad.
And the worst part is that somebody asked us, remember that couple that was next to us? Like, what do you guys do? We're like, oh yeah, you want some?
You offered them. That's even more embarrassing.
Hey, look, if you're smoking,
Yeah, we were high.
You're generally like inclined to be like, hey, do you want this? At least back in the day, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Now I gotta make sure somebody knows how to do like the hand apple bong thing.
Right, that's a good one.
Little
you should do.
pipe.
You should do a little demo video and post it on our page. How to do it?
I should. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, or maybe you don't want to.
That's fine.
Incriminate yourself to your with your job. That's true. What am I talking about? Anyways, another time that the vape probably the last story we'll share is
okay.
Unless you want to keep going, but
no, this will be the last one. That's cool.
The time that Brian and I were on set with Janae and Miguel, and the vape, I think it ran out or it died or some shit or something happened, and he was like, "No, it's okay. You could just you could eat a little bit of the oil," and I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, the oil gets you high." I was like, "Okay, I'll try it."
You're making fun of my paper towel. You're over there like licking the...
Him and I licked the fucking vape oil. And we were like, and it did get us high.
Well, yeah.
It did get us high. It was nasty. That's so bad. See,
oh, well.
This is why my sister says I have a substance abuse.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, apparently you like to have a good time. Oh my goodness. I think that is going to be it because we have gone way over time like we love to do.
You sure there's no other stories?
No. I don't. I mean, I'm sure I have a ton of stories. But maybe we'll do that on next year's 420. How about that? But before we go, we do want to say that there is a cooking show that's coming out on Food Network. It's going to be called Chopped 420, and we'll talk more about that when we actually get to see it. We'll get to review that, but it's going to be a weed cooking show on Food Network and Discovery Plus, which we now have.
How do you feel about that weed and food? Like besides like desserts, I mean like food.
I haven't had too much of it. I think I might have had like a piece of fried chicken, but I've never had like a nice weed meal or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm always up for it. So if any of you guys are weed chefs and you want to invite us to
I have a friend, Kellen.
Dinner. Oh, see?
They made mashed potatoes, steak, and I think green beans, and I ate it wasn't even a large portion. Wow. I was blasted for like 2 days.
Damn. Well, we'll save those stories again for when we watch that show.
It's dangerous.
For now, we're going to go ahead and say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Couch Quickies. Say bye.
Bye. You'd like it.
You know what's crazy? I think I